You know, Stephen, when you think of St. Vincent de Paul, you think of an organization with a lot of people who believe in serving our community with a lot of compassion. And when trouble breaks, they actually come to the neighborhood when people are in need.
In the midst of the snowiest winter ever, residents of an apartment complex in the Brightmoor community had to flee for their lives when a fire ripped through the apartment building. Well, right after that, St. Vincent de Paul was there.
726 breaking right now, a 4-alarm fire at an apartment building on Detroit's west side.
Yeah, it was smoke gusting through the door. Coming through my door, I didn't even smell it.
Next thing I know, people jumping out the windows and children jumping out the windows. And
I heard this lady outside of the window saying, "Get out of there, the apartment is on fire. Y'all get out of there, even if you have to jump, jump."
It was before dawn on a winter Wednesday in March. Many of the residents at the 3-story apartment building near the Outer Drive exit of the Jeffries Freeway were still in bed. Others had already left for work.
I left 15 minutes before the apartment caught on fire. I got my first call at 6:40 with somebody asking me, "Don't you live at 96 and Outer Drive in Jason?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, I think your apartment's on fire." I'm like, "No, I just left."
Catherine Jackson lived in an apartment on the first floor with her adult son. Her daughter and grandson had spent the night.
I ran out there, I ain't have no shoes, no socks, no nothing. My grandbaby didn't have on there but his T-shirt and his pamper. So we had to get out of there.
And I kept hearing that voice say, "Come through the window if you have to, jump if you have to." And so I opened the window up and I looked down, I said, "Oh, man."
Mark Durr lived on the first floor, but he says it was still 20 feet above the ground and he had to jump to safety, a snow-covered bush breaking his fall.
I managed to put my shoes on. A lot of people went out, they didn't have no shoes. I'm telling you, it was snow and it was cold and it was ice.
Firefighters led the residents to a bus that was brought to the scene for shelter and warmth. And from there, they watched their apartment building burn to the ground. Miraculously, all residents of Jason Manor have been accounted for, although a number of them were injured in their escape. Now comes the difficult task of rebuilding their lives.
No act of charity is unknown to St. Vincent de Paul, and when we heard the plight of these fire victims, we knew that in partnership with Metro Detroiters, we had to step up and to take action.
Don Northrup is the president of the St. Vincent de Paul Conference for Christ the King, which serves the neighborhood surrounding the Jason Manor complex.
It's a huge disaster for each individual in this apartment. All these people have to start over from scratch.
Since the fire, Deborah Cook has been staying with her grandmother while searching for affordable housing with the help of St. Vincent de Paul volunteers.
Taking care of small things like eyeglasses, taking them to Secretary of State's office or Social Security to replace IDs and Social Security cards.
Sitting talking to Don, filling out paperwork one day, I kept squinting, and he was like, "Well, what's wrong?" I said, "I can't see. My glasses burned up."
For nearly 130 years, St. Vincent de Paul has had a strong presence in southeastern Michigan. The thrift stores and food pantries come quickly to mind, but their range is broad.
365 days a year, we're out there helping, whether it's through our free dental clinic, our camps for children, our utility assistance, food and shelter. We're there to help Metro Detroiters.
In recent years, St. Vincent de Paul has partnered with Channel 7 for the annual telethon. It's held to raise funds for charitable works and designed to raise awareness of our neighbors in need.
St. Vincent de Paul can only take action in the community and respond to fires or to the other needs that there are because of the generosity of Metro Detroiters.
When St. Vincent de Paul reached out to Art Van, the furniture giant responded by donating a small warehouse full of brand new, still in the wrapper furnishings to be given to those who lost everything in the Jason Manor house fire. Several of the fire victims have already moved into a nearby complex, and it was exciting to have members of the St. Vincent de Paul team deliver new furniture. But comfy, pretty new furniture does not replace everything that was lost.
Everything that I had, got burnt up in there, but I didn't, and I thank God for that.
St. Vincent de Paul is so blessed to do the work that we do with the help of Metro Detroiters, because we're getting lots of hugs, lots of thank yous, lots of tears These victims are so grateful because they had nothing when they jumped out of those windows to avoid that fire. And now we're able to help them put their lives back together.
And you know, Stephen, I've seen the good work of St. Vincent de Paul up close and personal at a telethon a couple of years ago. A family really in need, without food, without furniture, really nothing in their home. And St. Vincent de Paul provided it all, including a Christmas tree for the holiday.
Yeah, they help people who need help in so many ways. And in fact, you can help them. You can donate time, money, clothing, or whatever by going to svdpdetroit.org. See what you can do to help them help others.
Absolutely. And when we come back, an organization near and dear to your heart, Stephen, Habitat for Humanity.